Now, some of you are probably saying, Jacob, what is this movie? Why are you reviewing a movie I've never heard of? There are plenty of movies that came out this weekend that you go and see and review, and you're very right. But I decided to go see a movie that I've never heard of that only has one showing a day at 10:30 at night, and not a soul was in my theater tonight except for me. Yep, I chose to review and see this movie. I have so much to say. Traumatika is about Mikey's night terrors become reality when his mother begins showing signs of demonic possession. Now, before beginning this review, I do want to say this. I'm going to put an asterisk on this movie review, and the reason why is because I myself make short films, and I love horror films. And I have a horror short film coming out next year that I'm going to show to all of you, and I'm super excited for that movie. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that movie, and I worked on a very shoestring budget with a short film. With this movie, this is a feature film, and the only thing I saw of this movie before seeing it tonight was the teaser. I saw it in front of a horror movie a couple months ago, and the teaser was like, we cannot show you the trailer because of how scary this movie is. And then it showed like a few glimpses of the movie, and that was it. That's all I saw from Traumatika. And then I was like, whenever that comes around, I will do my best to see it because I love horror movies, and the title alone's kind of cool, and I like the marketing. So give it up to the marketing because you fucking did it. You won me over with your marketing.
Due to the intense nature of Traumatika, we are not permitted to show the trailer.
So when I left this theater, I don't usually do this, but I just had to. I went on TikTok, the horror community, the little community there, and I saw a few shorts of people talking about this movie, and most of them seemed very positive. They seemed to very much like it. And I'm super happy for you, and we're all allowed to speak our opinions. I want everyone to know that, and because I'm saying all this, because this movie, in my opinion, sucked a lot. Like, this was bad, okay? And again, I'm putting an asterisk on this movie because I want to start off with my positive, and that is the director of this movie. I truly say this. I feel like if this guy had $1 million, couple million, just a bigger budget in general, I feel like this guy can make a cool horror movie. Now, he directed a movie called Two Witches. I have not seen that movie, but I have heard of it from a few people in the horror community, so maybe I should watch that one. But with this movie, this is my first time seeing his work. I feel like this guy has talent, because there are elements of this movie, there are parts, there are images. I'm like, if this guy can just get the right writers, the right producers, the right actors around him, this guy can make a really cool horror film. There is one image of the demon in this movie where it's in the shadows and his eyes are looking at someone. It is an absolute creepy ass shot. Best shot anything from this movie in my opinion, but we'll get to it. But I want to say this director, I can tell, has something. There are cool sound design moments in this movie, and I give it up to him because I feel like the movie has the ingredients. It starts off pretty interesting. I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on? 2003. And then all of a sudden, it goes down. It goes down, and I mean down. Oh boy. Again, I'm saying it as a person that makes short films, that knows the way of shoestring budgets. Damn it. I watched this movie tonight, and I'm telling you, hand on heart, I could make this movie. If I had a cool makeup artist like whoever worked on this movie, I could make this movie, because the quality of this movie and everything, just watching it, performances, editing, this felt like a very indie film, small film festival, horror festival that you would see. And I say that in a way of like, keep making movies, man. You got a movie distributed in movie theaters in a Regal theater tonight. I saw this movie in a Regal auditorium. That is the dream. Congratulations. You got a movie made. It got distributed, and that is hard to fucking do. And I'm really learning that part right now in my journey of filmmaking. But this is a movie review, and I'm giving my opinion, and I've given my positives. Because Traumatika, I guess the title alone got this movie distributed because, wow! I mean, to the people that like it, congratulations, because I did not like this movie whatsoever. Alright, there's a list of things with negatives. I'll begin with this. They, for some odd reason, do first point of view POVs from characters for no reason. And I understand for like an audience when you're watching a movie, if you're in a person's POV, it can completely like enhance like the intensity of the moment. But the shaky cam and those moments with the editing of showing the characters' faces connected with those shots, I was not a fan of whatsoever. I truly was flabbergasted. I was like, what is this editing? What is this creative decision? Like, I can understand, like, someone holding a flashlight and peek around the corner a little bit. Those little moments can work. But with whole sequences in complete first-person point of view, it did not work for me. And I'm also a person that has motion sickness. So for me personally, I couldn't even really pay attention. I was like, okay, I can't really watch this because it makes me dizzy. But it comes out of nowhere, and it's only like in the first half of the movie, and then it never comes back. I'm like, so what is the point of it besides a creative decision? I didn't think it worked whatsoever. The editing of this movie is really bad. I don't think they understood how to transition scenes whatsoever. Even in little tiny cuts, it all fades to black. Like that. And then it literally will be someone gets stabbed in the face, it'll fade to black, or it'll cut to black. 2 seconds of darkness, and it comes straight back in the exact same scene. It's like, why? Like, those creative decisions are from the director, the editor, and it is, in my opinion, a poor decision. I hated those creative decisions. I hated the editing in this movie. Now, when it comes to the lighting, I think the colorist did a good job. But I do think there are certain moments I'm like, yeah, these were filmed on either separate days, separate sets, because there's like one scene where someone is in a bathtub and their radio is on the sink. The lighting in these two shots are not the same. And I was like, that doesn't work. And I'll say this, I don't want to be a hypocrite. My movies have lighting issues all the time. It's so hard to do when you don't have a big crew. But this movie, I'm assuming had a 10 plus people crew. I'm assuming that, but I'm also assuming the budget was like $25,000. Because if it's any larger, then oh my god, what the hell happened? Like, there's a shot dealing with the editing. Someone, what's the word I can say? Sewer slide. Yeah, that word. Can't say that word. YouTube doesn't like it. So sewer slide. Someone does that, and it is an instant cut, and then it's an extreme close up on gore. I was not a fan of that. And there's a lot of dialogue stuff in this movie where, like, the camera and the extreme zooms are, like, cutting off foreheads a lot. And I was like, I do not like these camera angles. I do like certain wide shots in movies, and in this movie, it feels like it never can just breathe. It's always in the characters' faces. I'm like, okay, can we, like, step a little back, just a little. I mean, there's nothing wrong with extreme close-ups. They can work, but with just certain little dialogues and just cutting off people's foreheads, it just doesn't look pretty at all. Listen, I'm learning that stuff right now, and this movie had a ton of it. So just a lot of that in this movie with the editing. And now, unfortunately, well, let me say this first. Rebecca Kennedy and Emily Gross, those two actresses, they did good. They, especially Rebecca Kennedy, she gave it all. She truly was like, she was given a performance, and I give it to her. And then Emily Gross, she's a very small character towards the end of the movie. I will give it up to her. These two performances are not bad. Everyone else, I'm so sorry. The acting was not very good in this movie. There is a moment where someone's in a bathtub, and they're getting ready to sewer slide. We're going to use that word again. And he cries out in agony, and it's supposed to be really dramatic. I laughed. I'm sorry. It was... I was like... That's the best cut you had? Okay. So I'm sorry. I hate criticizing actors. I really do, especially when it comes to indie projects. But there is a lot of performances, a lot of dialogue in this movie that just didn't work. There is a police officer in the beginning of this movie. He is sitting there calling on his little radio. I swear he never says a number. He's like, I need backup. There's blood in the bathtub. Holy fuck, there's 3 bodies right here in front of me. Like, I'm sorry. Every single movie I've ever seen, the officer's like, dispatch B399, like that. Like, I've always seen that. Doesn't do that in this movie. There's a part in the end where there was a woman who was on a phone, and she's like calling. She's like, hi, my name's da-da-da-da. I'm at the studio. Please hurry quick. I'm at the studio. What studio? They're in California. Woman, you need an address. Give them something. She says her name, but like, does this officer know this person's name and their studio specifically? Like, what the fuck? Like, I was just little moments like that is just so stupid. And it's just with the dialogue and the script. And this script, oh my god. Okay, so it begins in 1910. It shows a little object. Then it goes 2003. Stuff happens. Then it says 1 year earlier, 2002. And then stuff happens. And then it does 20 years later, so 2023 or 2022, whatever. And that's in the last 20 minutes. And it's an hour and 22-minute movie. And for those last 20 minutes, when it's 20 years later, the movie shifts completely. It's now turned into like a slasher for some odd reason. It's also trying to deal with like the themes of trauma in the end. Then it introduces like 3 new characters in the last 10 minutes. And then it's like cuts, hard cut, or then it does that fade black cut where it shows like a person who's like a newscaster is like, ooh, this person got killed last night. We need to get them an interview ASAP. And it's like, this dialogue is so bad. Then the last thing in this movie is a joke. And I'm telling you right now, I was like, the most random ass joke. Because the whole movie's so dark and brooding. And then the ending is like a silly, stupid, not funny joke. And that's how it ends. I'm like, oh, okay. And then with all of the acting, the editing, and all this stuff, I give it up to him because this is an indie freaking film. I can look at this movie and I can tell you it is a low budget. And there are stuff in this movie that I feel like could really work with a bigger budget, a better writer, better actors, better just enhancements of production. There is something here. And I'm telling you that with all my heart. Because even when I look at people's blood on their faces in certain scenes, I'm like, yep, someone put blood on someone's face, and then they sat there for 20 to 30 minutes, and it dried, and then they said action. I've had that issue. In my new horror film, I'm telling you right now, it is a slight issue that I noticed. I'm like, because I feel like they would have put some blood on you, then say action. Nope, they pulled on me. They put blood on an actor, and they let it sit. And when you do that, you can just tell that blood is fake. Again, indie filmmaking. I understand it. But watching this movie in a movie theater, paying my money to go see it, I'm allowed to speak my opinion, and I noticed that shit. And then finally, this is the last issue, the last thing I'll say about this movie. I'm sitting there by myself. The last joke of the movie happens, and then all of a sudden the credits start. And I need someone to go see this movie, and please tell me, was this just my theater? Because I bet you $1,000 it wasn't. Whoever did the sound mix in this movie did not turn down the song in the beginning credits. It hit me like a ton of bricks, man. It is this hard, gothic rock song. Like all that kind of stuff. And it was the loudest I've ever heard a song in a movie theater in my life. I don't know who did the sound mixing, but they forgot to turn down the fucking song in the credits. Holy shit, that was so fucking loud. I was like, oh my god, the scary part of this movie was that jump scare right there. I need someone, please, if you saw this movie in a theater, was it just me? I don't think it was. That shit was way too loud. That was louder than any IMAX or Dolby movie I've ever seen in my life. I saw this in a standard movie theater too. Holy shit, that end credit song. That was so loud. Okay, I've talked a long time on this movie review. Traumatika. Maybe the title got this movie distributed in theaters, and if that is the reason, cool. I give it up to the director. You got a movie made. I can tell there's some creativeness in that guy's mind, and he can put a little bit on screen, but holy shit, acting, editing, production, props, and then by the ending, sound mixing. There are so many just issues with this movie. I could not enjoy myself. But again, from the shorts I've watched before starting this review, it seems like a lot of people in the horror community are enjoying this movie. So maybe go and see it and make your own opinion. But my opinion, this movie fucking sucked. I'm going to give Traumatika an F. The part I laughed really hard at in this movie, there's a part where CGI is used on our demon. I could not hold in my laughter. That was not great. And again, indie filmmaking, they didn't have the budget for CGI, but they used CGI in one part. I'm like, guys, that is a Snapchat filter. It was not good at all, and it was very funny, and it was not supposed to be. Oh my, when you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Oh man. Okay, so that's Traumatika. What did you think? Are you going to see it? Did this review make you want to watch it? Because I'm telling you right now, it's not worth your money. Maybe when it comes out on streaming, maybe give it a chance. But maybe if you're a fan of this director, because I haven't seen his previous work, maybe it's just like that hard, demonic horror movies that just really work for you. Then you might really like this movie. But for me, no, not at all. Bad, really bad. Anyway, guys do this movie review. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.